So let's have a real and raw conversation here real quick. How are you making your business decisions inside of your operation? Are you basing them off of numbers, off of facts? Or are you basing it off of what your neighbor's doing, what everyone else in the neighborhood is doing? Be brutally honest with yourself. Okay, and I can guarantee you, most of you, okay, it's probably based off your neighbor. And why do we do that? Think about that for a second. You have your operation that you're trying to run, trying to operate and manage. Yet when it comes to machinery, equipment, vehicles you drive, the decisions that you're making, if you're not looking at your own facts, your own operation, and you're basing it off of what the neighbor's doing, what they're driving down the road, is that really a successful mindset to have? It's not. Okay, and the reason for this is because I've talked with hundreds and thousands of farmers and ranchers here inside Legacy Farmer, applying to become part of the network. The members we do have inside the network, and going through their numbers, looking through farmer metrics and their balance sheets. Okay, a lot of these purchases, when we ask them, when we get overextended, when 2012, and now we have corn prices going back up to $7. It's pretty easy to see what the neighbor's driving down the road and to think, hey, I'd like to have that. Let's see if we can term that out. That new pickup, that new tractor, whatever that is. And as soon as you play that comparison game with your neighbors, is the moment that you give up your control, your complete and control power within your operation. And you're going down this rabbit hole that you're going to be playing for the rest of your career. And you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it to extend those payments out to get that new pickup? Is it worth extending the payments to get that new combine? Ask yourself, what are you purchasing it for? There's going to be instances, you want to update equipment. If you have more acres or whatever that is, to update equipment when it's feasible, when you have the cash flow. But when you have something that works okay and it works fine for your operation, it's not too big, not too small, it fits. But you're seeing that new combine drive down the road that your neighbor bought last week, and you hear him talk about it, or talking with other guys in your neighborhood and talking about his new combine that he got, or the new tractor he's looking at, and you're going to base that decision to go out and purchase it because somebody else already has it. That's not a good strategy. Literally not a good strategy. And think about why you're doing those purchases. It's you're comparing yourself. And farmers are guilty of it. And if you're telling me that this isn't the case, you're wrong. Okay, I've seen it. It's a bad habit, right? We need to ask ourselves and focus on what is serving me. What is serving you? What can I actually afford? Is this going to serve me if I purchase this? Am I going to extend myself out for the next 5 to 7 years to make this tractor payment? Or do I actually have the cash here to actually, have a good down payment, or to make it so, the cash flow makes it feasible and you're happy with what you have? As soon as you start do the comparison game, it's game over. It is game over. What's going to happen is you have those payments coming up, you're spending way more than you should have. And now next week the payment's due. You're going home at night and you're not sleeping well. You're laying awake at night thinking, how am I going to make that $20,000, $30,000 payment? Literally, where is this going to come from? For most of you, it's just going to be the operating line of credit. Extend the operating line or use the operating line. We have 75 grand left there. Well, come down the road in another 2-3 months, and we still have land rent that's due. We have some prepaid expenses that we wanted to pay off for next year. Well, where did that money go? It's gone. Operating line is gone. Well, we made that payment though. We had that nice tractor that we still got. And is it worth it? Why did you purchase it in the first place? To impress your neighbors? It doesn't work. It doesn't work, and it's not a successful strategy to have. It's going to be a continuous cycle. There's always going to be a newer combine. There's always going to be a newer pickup. There's always going to be a newer something. Okay? Work what works best for you. Focus on your operation, your family, because at the end of the day, isn't that what's important? Isn't what you're providing your family what's important? Use some of that cash for investing in your family, vacations, instead of having to go out and, every 5 years, a new tractor, new combine, new pickup, whatever that is. Until you have the cash flow there, to actually that makes it affordable. It's not worth it. Don't go there. Inside the network with our members, we're being very clear on that, running through their projections. Somebody wants to go and purchase, whether it's a piece of ground or a piece of equipment, put it into farmer metrics. How is it going to change your client leverage with the bank? What is this going to do to your overall cash flow? That's what I'm focused on. That's what we're focused on. Because at the end of the day, if it's not going to serve you, we don't do it. Simple as that. One of our core values. If it doesn't serve you, we're not going to do it. Okay, we're more focused on how is this going to provide you and your family? Is this going to get you in the right direction? Is this aligned with your core values? That's what's important. Okay, so again, question yourself. Why do you purchase some of these things that you have and making these payments on? Is it because you're comparing it to somebody, your neighbor, trying to fit up, keep up with the Joneses? That's a very hard strategy to follow, and it's one that you really need to question yourself and get clear on. Get clear on why you're doing that in the first place. So something to consider. Like, this is the real and raw things we're talking about. These are the problems and challenges you guys are facing, and it's time somebody stands up and speaks these things, the truth that is really, putting a lot of guys in a bad position. Are guys that feel like, just because I have that 20, 30-year-old tractor, I'm not successful. That's not true. That's not true. I'd rather see somebody who has that kind of equipment, that has the cash flow, that's providing their family, who deep down is happy, than those who play that game of everything is perfect. We have this nice equipment, but yet I'm like burying myself trying to make these payments, literally, just to look good in the neighborhood. It's not worth it. That's not what you were meant to do. That's not what God intended that to be either. Like, just to compare yourself with everybody else. Focus on you, focus on your family, your legacy you're trying to build behind, because at the end of the day, that truly is what matters. So that concludes this video, and we'll check with you guys on the next one.